Assalamu alaikum students, just a small lecture as your homework. It's not going to be that long, just a few questions. Okay, we have already done in today's lecture in the class all the things that you need to know about this exercise 14a. Okay, the basics things we've all done them. The formula of mean, different formulas of mean, and how to understand and interpret dot diagram and stem and leaf diagram. We've done basically all the things that we need to do. Now we're going to be dealing with the questions. Okay, question number 1, we already did that in class. Question number 2, okay, one thing that I want to point out is that in question number 1 the data is given to us just in the sentences as well. Okay, all the data is given to us in sentences. There is no table mentioned in question number 1, and in question number 2 as well there is no table given to us, just simple data. One set of data, only one set of data is given to us. Okay, so what are they asking us? They're asking us to find the mean. Okay, and in question number 2, exercise 14a, page 247, question is what? Question is asking us for mean. You already know the formula of mean. Mean is equal to sum of data divided by the number of data. Okay, data is already given to you. All that you need to do is to add up all the data that is given to you. Okay, so 19.90 plus 24.45 plus all the other data that is given to you, just add them all together, simple addition it is, and then divided by the number of data. What is the number of data? Count them. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, total 10. We have 10 different numbers given to us in this data, right? This is our data set in which we have 10 different decimal numbers here. Also we're going to just add them all together, divided by 10. When you add them all together, you will get 358.6. Divide them by 10, you will get your mean value. This is the mean value. Okay, and what is this all even about? Consider the price in PKR of various biscuits and a superstore. Okay, each one of this number that you see is a price of a biscuit. Okay, there are different biscuits we have in the superstore, and each one of them is a price for a biscuit. And the mean price for all the biscuits is basically 35.86. What does this mean? This means that I took all the money that I had to spend on buying all these biscuits, all these 10 biscuits, and I distributed the money all equally. That means each one of the biscuits is now going to cost me 35.86 Pakistani rupees. Okay, question number 2 was very simple. You can do question number 1 as just like that as well. You have numbers given to you here, 29, 42, and so on and so forth. You can just go ahead and add them all together and divide it by the amount, by the total number of data that is given to you, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So you have 12 numbers given to you. Just add them all together and divide it by 12. You will get the mean number of passengers on each coach. So what is this each data value that represents? Each one of these data value represents the amount of passengers in one coach. Okay, in a single coach we have this many, in another coach we have 42, in another coach we have 45, in another coach we have 39. The reason why I'm explaining this again, even though we have done this in class, is just to once again recall that yeah, we did made a table for question number 1, and the reason why we didn't make a table for question number 2 is because table is not required in both of these questions. The reason why I made a table in question number 1 was just to show that the data could have been given to us in a form of table. Okay, but just to keep things simple, there is no table in this question as well, no table in this question as well. Only tables in the questions that are given to us is question number 6, question number 7. Okay, it is given to you in the question. The table is given to you in the question. You don't have to make tables anywhere else. Okay, now question number 3. Question says that the mean of 7, 15, 12, 5, h and 13 is what? Is 10 centimeter. So mean is 10. Mean is 10 centimeter. These are the data values that are given to us. 7, 15, 12, 5, h and 13. These are the values of data. But 10 is what? 10 is our mean. Okay, you read the question properly. The is here, right? So this shows mean. Our mean is 10 centimeters. I didn't bother writing the centimeters because all the value that is given to us is in centimeters, so it doesn't really matter. We don't have to do any conversion here. Okay, mean is 10. Data is given to us, which is 7, 15, 12, 5, h, which is an unknown variable, and 13. And the number of data, you can just count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The number of data given to us is 6. So the number of data is given, mean is given, and the data is given. What is not given to us? It's h. One of the values in the data set is not given to us. Okay, we already have done this formula. Sum of data is equal to mean multiplied by number of data. Why was this important? Again, mean is important. We already know, we've already discussed the value of mean and the concept of mean, but sum of data, this is a different formula that we have derived from the main formula of mean. just as you can see here, mean is equal to sum of data divided by number of data. Think of this as a linear equation, or you can say simply an equation, right? If we multiply, let's just say I multiply the number of data here and I multiply the number of data here. So I multiply number of data will cancel each other out, and I will be left with sum of the data, which is going to be equal to mean multiplied by the number of data. So I will get a new formula, which is going to be equal to sum of the data is equal to mean multiplied by number of data. You just have to memorize this thing, okay? Now sum of data is going to be equal to what? This is the data given to me. Just add them all together. 7 plus 15 plus 12 plus 5 plus h plus 13. Just add them all together, and mean is what? Mean is 10. Number of data is what? 6. So 10 multiplied by 6. Mean multiplied by number of data is equal to 10 multiplied by 6. Okay, 10 multiplied by 6 is 60. The rest of the numbers are constants, so they're going to add up to each other, and they're going to make 52. And we're going to be left with one h. H is not going to be added to them because h is a variable. It's a simple linear equation at this point. Just minus 52 on both sides of the equation, you will get the value of h. It was just that simple, okay? They're going to give you many other questions like that as well. You can practice them. Just make any one value missing and the rest of the data complete. You can take one thing as your mean and the number of data. You can just count the data that is given to you and simply use the formula over and over again. Okay, that was the whole thing, and this is really basic. This is really basic, and that's exactly why this is so important, for you to understand the basic level questions of this exercise, okay? Now question number 4. Now question number 4 is pretty much really important, because this question you've already done questions similar to question number 4 in your grade 5, okay? You've done questions like this in your grade 5, and even if you don't remember, it's okay. We're going to revise everything that you need to know, but you got to pay attention, okay? First of all, the question says mean mass of 5 boys is 62. I just wrote it in a proper simple words. Mean mass of 5 kids is equal to 62. In this case, mean is given to us for how many kids? 5. So the number of boys is how much? 5. Number of boys is 5, right? Okay, so what else the question says? Question says when the mass of a boy, of a single boy, is excluded from the mass of these 5 boys, then the mean mass becomes what? 64 kgs. So the mean mass of 4 boys is what? Mean mass of 4 boys is 64 kg, okay? In this case, the number of boys is going to be 4. So basically, I just removed one of the boys that I had. In the first case, I had 5 kids. I just removed one of them, and now I'm left with 4 kids. The question is asking me to find the mass of the boy that has been excluded. So the boy that I just excluded from here, I need to find his mass. How can I do that? It's pretty simple, very easy. It's not going to be that difficult as long as you pay attention, right? So first of all, again, the most important formula here is equal to sum of data is equal to mean multiplied by the number of data. Mean is given to us, number of data is given to us. Mean is given to us, again, number of data is given to us. So first of all, sum of the mass of 5 kids is going to be equal to mean of the 5 kids multiplied by the number of the boys, which is 5, right? So it's 5 kids, so 5. If it's 4 kids, then 4, because that's the number of data given to us, right? So again, one more thing I want you guys to understand here is that the weight of each and every kid is not given to us. The weight of first kid we don't know, the second kid we don't know, the third kid we don't know, fourth we don't know, but the fifth one we can find it. How can we find the fifth kid's weight? By properly using the mean, okay? And what this, okay, first of all, just go back to the basics. Sum of the mass of 5 kids is going to be equal to mean multiplied by 5. This is going to be the sum of the 5 kids. Yet up until now, we have no idea what is the individual mass of each and every kid. What is the mass of the first kid? I don't know. What is the mass of the second kid? I don't know. Same goes for the third, fourth, and fifth as well. But we know one thing for sure and for certain, that the sum of all of those 5 kids is going to be equal to 310 kgs. No matter what their masses is, if I add all of their masses together, their sum is going to be equal to 310 kgs, okay? Now, what is going to be the sum of the mass of 4 kids? It's going to be equal to 64 multiplied by 4. 64 was the mean, 4 was the number of boys, mean multiplied by the number of data, so that you get 256 kgs. This is the total mass of 4 kids. This is the total mass of 5 kids. This is the total mass of 4 kids. How do we get 4 kids? We get 4 kids, we get the mass of 4 kids by removing 1 kid from it, right? That means if I have 4 kids and if I add the 5th kids that was excluded, his mass, I will get the mass of 5 kids back, right? This is the most important point here. The mass of 4 kids plus the 5th excluded kid is going to be equal to the mass of 5 kids, okay? This is the mass of 4 kids. I had 4 different kids. I added all of their mass together, and no, sorry, let's just say I had 5 different kids. I added all of their mass together. This is their mass. Then I removed one of the kids. How many kids am I left with? I'm left with 4 kids. And this is the mass of those 4 kids, right? So the amount of mass that I removed is going to be the mass of the 5th kid. That's basically what this all is about. I know the mass of the 4th kid, so I'm going to put its value here. Plus, I don't know the mass of the 5th kid, so I'm going to leave it like that, which is going to be equal to mass of the 5th kid. Mass of 5 kids. We already know the mass of 5 kids. I'm going to put its value. It's basically a simple linear equation at this point. 256 minus 310 minus 256, and you will get the mass of the 5th kid. In other simple words, if I add 54 kgs with the mass of 4 kids, I will get the mass of 5 kids. Okay, I'll get the mass of 5 kids. I was able to find the mass of the 5th kid just by knowing the means and basically the number of boys. If I know the means and the change that happened in the mean, I can easily find the mass of the 5th kid, the kid that was excluded. But I cannot find the mass of the 1st kid, the 2nd kid, the 3rd kid, and the 4th kid. Okay, I can only find the mass of the kid that was excluded. This was a bit conceptual question, but other than that, as long as you understand, it's going to be easy for you. Question number 5 is again very easy, very simple. The mean of 8 numbers is 12. How many numbers are there? 8. So we already know one thing. We know the number of data, which is 8. Whatever those numbers are, they're going to be 8 in total. And their mean is also given to us. It's 12. So the mean is given. I wrote the mean, which is 12. Number of data is also 8, as the question said. And data, what is the data itself? Question says 5 numbers are 6, 8, 5, 10, and 28. The remaining 3 are all equal to, or all each. It doesn't says the remaining 3 are equal to k. If the question said that the remaining 3 are equal to k, then we could have said that if the sum of the 3 numbers is going to be equal to k. But the question says the word each, means each and every single one of the other number is going to be equal to k. So I'm going to write the data down. Question said it's 6, so I wrote 6. Question said it's 8, so I wrote 8, 10, 10, 5, 5, 28, 28. And the rest of the 3 numbers are going to be k, k, and k. How many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like the question said. Question said we had how many numbers? Question said we had 8 numbers. So the data is also 8. Okay. Now sum of the data is going to be equal to, the question is asking us, what is the sum of 8 numbers? It's going to be 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 28 plus 5 plus k plus k plus k. Okay, all the data that was given to me, I just added it together. Now since k is a variable, but we have 3 of it, they're going to be added to each other. We get 3k, and the rest of them are constants, so we're going to add them all together. We're going to get 57. 57 plus 3k. This is the sum of the data. Okay, we don't know the value of k yet, so we can't simplify it further. We can just leave it as it is, and this is going to be the sum of our data. Okay, now the question is asking us to find the value of k. We did it right here, said the sum of the data is equal to mean multiplied by the number of data. We can again do it here. Sum is equal to mean multiplied by number. Sum is already, we already found the sum in the first part of this question. Now mean is already given to us, which is 12. Number is already given to us, which is 8. So 12 multiplied by 8, 12 multiplied by 8, mean multiplied by number, okay, which is going to be 96. And this is the sum. We already found the sum in the previous part of this question. So now we have a very simple linear equation with us. We just have to subtract 57 on both sides and then divide 3. Okay, so when you subtract 57 on both sides, you get 39, and then divide by 3 on both sides, you will get the value of k, which is 13. Okay, the value of k, if you can't see it clearly, I'll just write it here again, it's 13. Okay, or you can just divide it by yourself, you can see properly. Okay, this was question number 5. Now question number 6. First of all, understanding question number 6, something is different about question number 6. What is different? It is the fact that we have a table in question number 6. We didn't have a table before. Now we have a table. Now we have a properly grouped data given to us. And when that happens at your level, you just have to understand that that means you have to use frequency. Okay, some of you might still be confused about when we're supposed to use a frequency, when we're not supposed to use a frequency. Basically, when you have 2 sets of data given to us, this is one set of data, this is the second set of data given to us. When this happens, you are supposed to do what? Use frequency. Okay, now first step always is going to be understanding what the table means. Okay, it says number of goals scored per match, and this is the number of matches. What does this mean? This means we had 6 matches in which the team scored 0. Okay, first of all, let's just go ahead and read question. The number of goals scored per match by a team during a soccer league season was recorded. This is the recording, and these are the questions. Okay, first of all, let's read the table. In 6 matches, the team scored 0 goals. In 8 matches, the team scored 1 goal. In 5 matches, the team scored 2 goals. In 6 matches, the team scored 3 goals. Again, in 2 matches, the team scored 4 goals. And in 2 matches, the team scored 5 goals. And 1 match, in a single match, they scored 6 goals. So I can say that in 6 matches, they got a 0. Since they got a 0 in 6 matches, then that means the total number of goals that I get from this category is 0. Yes. In 8 matches, they scored 1. So 8 multiplied by 1 is 8. That's the total number of goals they got in these 8 matches. Then we have these 5 matches. In each of these 5 matches, team scored 2 goals. So 5 multiplied by 2 means 10. So they scored a total of 10 goals in these 5 matches. Okay, a total of 10 in all of these 5 matches. Okay, and let's just take this one as an example. We had 2 matches in which they got 5 goals, right? So in total, they got a total of 10 goals from here. Then they got a total of 8 goals from here. 6 matches in which they got 3 goals. So 6 multiplied by 3, 18. Total of 18 goals from here. Okay, that's how you just simply read a table. I'm just telling you how to read a table right now. Okay, first question is, find the total number of matches they played. Okay, the number of matches are written on the bottom row. Okay, so just add all these numbers together. You will find the total number of matches that they played. Okay, simple like that. I just did it here. 6, we have 6. 8, we have an 8. Add them all together, you will get 30. That's the total number of matches. Okay, now the question asks us, what is the total number of goals that were scored? Now, one thing that I want you guys to understand before that is, in this table, where is the frequency and where is the value? Okay, 6 is the frequency, and all of these bottom rows are the frequencies, while these are the values. What do I mean by that? Means 6 appeared in this data set, 0 appeared in this data set 6 times, because in 6 matches they got zeros. So we had 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0, 6 times, right? 1 appeared in this data set 8 times. 8 is going to be its frequency, while 1 is going to be our value. 2 appeared 5 times, right? So 2 is our value and 5 is its frequency. 3 is our value and 6 is its frequency. 4 is our value and 2 is its frequency. 4 appeared 2 times. That's what it means. If this data was not grouped in a table and was ungrouped, then you would properly be able to see that what I mean is basically this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 1. And maybe it doesn't even have to be in a proper order. It could be random, like 1, 8, then 4, then 4, then go on and so forth. It will be totally random and ungrouped. Okay, that's what I mean. And in that ungrouped data set, the value will appear that many times. That will show us frequency. Right now, this is compact and it's summarized. That's why we're using a table. That's because of that, right? Okay, going back to the topic, we had find the second question, right? We had the total number of goals that were scored. The goal that they scored in these 6 matches is 0, right? Because 6 multiplied by 0 is 0. So 6 multiplied by 0, first multiply these two terms, add them to multiplication of these two terms, then multiply these two terms and add them, and multiply these two terms and then add them. Okay, go ahead, so on like that. 6 multiplied by 0 plus 8 multiplied by 1 plus 5 multiplied by 2, or you can say 2 multiplied by 5, or you can say 6 multiplied by 3, 2 multiplied by 4, 2 multiplied by 5, 1 multiplied by 6. Multiply all of them and add them together, you will get the value, which is 60. Okay, this will show you the total number of goals that they did in this entire season. Okay, in this entire season, they scored about 60 goals. How can we find the mean then? Mean is equal to the formula of mean that we're using over and over again in question number 6, 7, and 8 is going to be this formula. Okay, mean is going to be summation of, or you can say sigma fx divided by sigma f. Sigma fx supposedly means here what? It means the multiplication of each one of these categories, okay, and them being all added together. And sum of f basically here means the sum of all the frequency, which is the bottom row. So add all the bottom row, that is going to be your f. Multiply each one of these values, the top one with the bottom, the top one with the bottom, and add them all together. That will be your numerator here. Okay, mean is going to be equal to the total number of goals divided by the total number of matches. Total number of goal is what? 60. Total number of matches is 30. 60 divided by 30 is 2. So that's the mean. That's the mean number of goals that they did in each match. So that basically means that if I was to take all the goals that they did in the entire season and I was to distribute them in all the matches that they did equally, then they will have 2 goals in each and every one of those matches. Okay, that's what this mean means. Question number 7. Again, They're just asking us to find the mean. They're just asking us to find the mean. But we're gonna go step by step, just like we did in question number 6. First, we're gonna find the total number of students, then we're gonna find the total number of days that they were absent, and then we're just going to find the mean, okay? In question number 7, what is missing? Mean. Before dealing with question number 7, we're going to read question number 7, properly understand question number 7, okay? It says, this is the number of days that the students in class were absent from school in a term, or you can say in a quarter. Okay, so this table is given to us. Again, when the table is given, for now, just understand that you will have to use frequency. This bottom row here is again our frequency, the top row is our value. What does that mean? Let me explain, okay? Number of students and the number of days that they were absent. Focus, okay, we have, that means 23 students were absent for 0 days. They were present all the days of the quarter. They didn't do a single leave. They didn't had a single problem. They just came to school every single day, okay? 23 students were like that. They had 0 absent days, okay? Then we had 4 students who had only 1 absentees. Then we had 5 students who were absent for, each one of them was absent for 2 days. Then we had 2 students who were absent for 3 days. We had 2 students who were absent for 4 days, and 1 student who was absent for 5 days in the entire quarter. We had 2 students, each one of them was absent for 6 days, and we had 1 student who was absent for 9 days in the entire quarter. Yeah, probably Mohiman. Okay, now we're going to talk about what the question, how to find the mean in this question, right? First of all, we're going to go ahead and say the total number of students is going to be what? Total number of students here is 23, then 4, then 5, then 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. Just add them all together and you will get 40. 40 is going to be your what? It's going to be the total number of students. Now the total days of absence is going to be equal to what? 23 students were absent for 0 days. So from this column, we get 0 absentees. 4 students were absent for 1 day. So the total number of absentees we get here is 4. 4 multiplied by 1. Okay, 5 students and each one of them was absent for 2 days. So 5 multiplied by 2, 10 absentees we get here. Then 3 multiplied by 2, 6 absentees we get here in this column. In this column, we get 8 absentees, 5 absentees, 12 absentees, 9 absentees. Okay, just do this. Multiply each one of the top and the bottom, everything in the column. You're going to multiply it and then add all the columns together. You will get 54. 54 is the total number of absence. Question number 6 and 7 are very similar. Good for you to practice them. Okay, so this is going to be the total number of absence. Mean is going to be what? Mean is going to be the total number of absence divided by the total number of students. We know the total number of absence is what? 54. And the total number of students is what? 40. 40 is basically what? 40 is our frequency, total frequency, while the 54 here is our numerator. Summation of frequency, the product of frequency and value, right? Which is going to be equal to 1.35 days. What does this mean? This means that if I was to take all the absentees, all the days that the students were absent on together, I combine them with me, and then I distribute it equally in each and every one of the students. That means each and every one of the students will have an absentee of 1.35 days. Each one of the students will be absent for at least 1.35 days. Even these 23 students that were absent not a single day, they were regular students. Even they will have a 1.35 days of absentee. That's just what means mean. I'm just simply distributing it equally. And even this student who got 9 absentees, he will also have 1.35 days of absentee if I was to distribute it equally, right? That's what mean is like. Okay, that was question number 7. Pretty much very similar to question number 6. You can, if you understand question number 6, you can do question number 7 by yourself as well. A trick that I got at your level, just a simple thing that I want you guys to remember is that it's okay if you don't understand frequency much or all these other formulas much. All you have to do is that if you have a table given to you like that, you just have to take the bottom row as your frequency, add them all together, that's going to be your denominator, multiply each one of the columns, right, the top and the bottom, and add them all together, that's going to be your numerator, and you can easily find mean in that way as well. It's just a simple way, and sometimes that might not always be the case, and because of some conceptual and complicated things, so it's better for you to just understand what's going on better than just guessing and using tricks. So question number 8 now. Question number 8, we have a dot diagram and we have a stem and leaf diagram. Okay, a dot diagram is very simple. Let's just first read what the diagram is telling us. We have no information about what this diagram is about. We don't know what the data is about. We just have the graph given to us. We just have to analyze it. We don't know what it is about, okay? We have a 6, we have a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? The amount of times 6 appears is 1. The amount of time 7 appears is 2. The amount of time 8 appears is 1. The amount of time 9 appears is 4. The amount of time 10 appears is 3. The amount of time 12 and 11 appears is 1, okay? This is their frequency. The dot will represent their frequency, while this is the data basically given to us, right? So we're going to again use this formula, right? If you want to know the total frequency, just add all these dots together, okay? The total number of dots is going to be your frequency. 1 dot from here, as you can see, 1, 2 dots from here, 2, 1 dot from here, 1, 4 dots from here, 4, plus 3, plus 1, and plus 1 again. That's the total number of dots. You can count them manually, or you can count them like this as well, and you will get a total of 13 dots. We have a 13 dots here. That's going to be our total frequency, and that's going to be our denominator. Total frequency is going to be our denominator, okay? What about this one? You're just going to know the number of dots and multiply it with whatever is written on the bottom. We have 1 dot and we have 6, so 1 multiplied by 6. We have 2 plus what? Plus 2 multiplied by 7, plus 1 multiplied by 8, plus 4 multiplied by 9, plus 3 multiplied by 10, plus 1 multiplied by 11, plus 1 multiplied by 12. Okay, that's exactly what I did here. We had 6 and 1 dot, so 6 multiplied by 1, plus 7 and 2 dots, so 7 multiplied by 2. We had 8 and 1 dot, so 8 multiplied by 1. Just go on and go for it, and you will just be adding them together and simply just proceed. It's simple maths now. 117 divided by 13. If you know the 13th table, you should know that this is going to be equal to 9. Simple, without any more further division or simplification. And that's it. You found your mean, okay? Mean is going to be summation of fx divided by summation of f. Again, in dot diagrams, what you're supposed to do, first of all, count all the dots. That's going to be your denominator. Then multiply each one of the dots with whatever it's written on top of and add them all together. That's going to be your numerator. In question number 8 part B, we have a stem and leaf diagram. For some, this might be the most conceptual and new thing at your level, okay? But it's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. You just have to understand what the key says. Key says what is on the right side of the key. Okay, focus. Let's just zoom in here a little bit. What does the key says? Key says 7 line 3, or you can say slash 3, means PKR 7.3. Okay. Now, one thing that we know about the data given to us is that it's rupees. That's one thing we know about the data. The second thing we know about the data is that on the right side, or sorry, on the left side of the line, what do we have? We have stem. On the left side we have stem. On the right side we have leaf. This is stem, this is leaf. 7 is going to be our stem, 3 is going to be our leaf. Okay, so the key means that stem and slash leaf means 7.3. Okay, we had a 7, we have a 7. We have a 3, we have a 3. What's in between them? Point. This is showing their place. 7 is in place of 1, while 3 is in place of 10th. Okay, go back to your grade 4 and grade 5. I think you will be able to see it there, that what does places mean. Okay, in numbers, what does places mean? 7 is in place of what? Ones, while 3 is in place of 10th. This is showing you the place of stem and leaf. Each one of the stem is going to be in place of ones, and each one of the leaves is going to be in place of 10th. Okay, so 7, 2, 7, 3, 7, 5. What is this going to be like? It's going to be 7.2, 7.3, 7.5, 7.5, 8.2, 8.7. You're just going to have to go with whatever is written here and its corresponding values. Okay, whatever is written on the literally on the right side of it. You cannot say 8.2. You cannot say 8.3, because that entire row is in front of 7. You have to go what is in front of 8. So 8.2, 8.7, 8.8, 8.8, 8.9, 8.9, 8.9. You're just going to have to interpret the data first. That's exactly what I did here. I first just simply wrote stem is equal to 1's place and leaf is equal to 10's place, just as a reminder to myself. Then you can see all the data, I interpreted it. Okay, 7, 2, so 7.2, 7 and 3, so 7.3, 7 and 5, so 7.5, and 7 and 5 again, so 7.5. Then we had 8, 8 and 2, so 8.2, 8 and 7, 8.7, 8 and 8, so 8.8, again 8 and 8, so 8.8. Then 3 times we have 9, so 8.9, 8.9, 8.9. Then we had 9 and 1, so 9.1, 9 and 3, 9.3, 9 and 7 and 7. Then we have 9.7, 9.7, and go ahead for 10 as well. 10 and 2, So 10.2, 10 and 7, 10.7, 10 and 8, 10.8. Okay, it's all because that's what the key tells us. If in case there was not a point between them, then that means this 7 would be representing the 10's values, while 3 would be representing the 1's value. Then our data would be something like this. 7, 2 will be 72, 7 and 3 will be 73, 7 and 5 will be 75, 75 again, 82, 87, 88, 88, 89, 89, 89. It'll be something like that. But because our key says that is 7.3, it's telling us that the 7 is in place of 1s while 3 is in place of 10th. That's why our data is like this. Okay, once you're done with the interpretation of data, all you have to do is to find the total frequency. As I said, in stem and leaf diagram, the total number of leaves is equal to the total frequency. Count the number of leaves we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We have 18, so that's going to be our total frequency. And when are we going to use our total frequency? In the formula of mean. Okay, we've already done this before. The formula of mean is what? This is our total frequency. We already know the total frequency is the total number of leaves, which is 18. Okay, sum of the data. Mean is going to be the total sum of the data divided by total number. Total number is 18. You can even count all the data that we have interpreted. It's all going to be 18. 1, 2, 3. If you just count them all together, we'll get 18. Okay, then you have sum of this data. Add all the data that you interpreted, and then this sum is going to be equal to 160.2 divided by number of data. We have 18. Just do this division and you'll get 8.90. That's going to be the mean in this question. That's all for today.